Ahoy mateys, and welcome to Small Soldier. Allow me to take the helm and guide you through my build of the Trumpeter 1/200 scale HMS HOOD. Let's go to the bridge and check it out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Small Soldier. I'd like to thank everybody who's supported my channel over the last year and wish you all a very happy new year in 2020. I hope you all had a great Christmas as well. So in this video, I'll just give you a quick update on the progress of the HMS HOOD. I've made some pretty good progress on it, I think, and I came up with some new techniques. At the top right, there will be a link there to the last video I did on how to make clear lenses. Check that video out. Let's take a look at the first item. I'm not really sure, I think this is part of the bridge, and again you can see how effective those clear lenses were. The railings here I had to bend around and glue on to the standing supports. They weren't too bad. It took a little fiddling to get them to fit right. I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's part of the resin parts that come in the Pontos kit. And again, most of the parts here are a mix of Pontos and the photo etch that comes in the Trumpeter kit, and then some plastic parts as well. I'm not sure what this thing here out front is, but well, it looks like some guys sit around it and do something. There were parts that they wanted to be built in photo etch, like these, and this whole box structure here was to be another photo etch piece, but I thought these looked fine. I didn't want to bother going through all that extra work. We've got a couple life rafts as well. Not sure again what these are, but they were part of the Ponto set, and it's just a 45 piece of metal that fit along the sides here. Maybe it attaches to some of the rigging, I'm not sure. And something on the front here, again I don't know what that is. And then some cranes here, and here on the inside you can see I've added some ladders. On the bottom here there is some supports for underneath this turret area on both sides, some handrails, more ladders in here, a door, and on the opposite side again some ladders, another small ladder right down in there. And the next piece here is fairly simple. It's just a ladder. I had to make a little bracket here on the side because that broke off. And the crane and whatever this part is here, again, a lot of these parts I don't know what they are or what they're for. You'll have to bear with my lack of knowledge of some of the parts on these ships. This part was a bit of a challenge. This piece that went along the front of the plastic here, that took a little doing to get that to fit in there right. Next up are these two pieces of resin here. They were the same pieces that were sitting up top of that structure that I showed you earlier. Not much to those, just a little photo etch on top. Underneath on the bottom is just a brass mount that'll be mounted into a pedestal. And here's a couple more of those little thingies that were on the front of that structure again. And you can see the parts underneath had to be bent to support these seat sections. These parts here were a bit fiddly. They were a bit of a challenge to bend and get mounted as well. Next up are these Vickers Quadruple gun mounts, and they'll be placed later on the ship when I figure out where they actually go. And I had to build 4 of these, and as you can see I left the plastic parts for the machine guns. They did come with brass barrels, but they seemed a little undersized for some reason, so I just went with those.
Oh, shit.
The brass shield part here is part of the Trumpeter kit, and you can see I had to bend the sights over top. And then back here I added, I guess this would be the shoulder rest for the guy that's firing it. That's off the Ponto set. And then over here is a crank wheel. It's not necessarily exactly like this gun mount would be, but I thought it was close enough. It's not all the Pontos parts, but close enough for you to get the right effect for the gun. And I'll bring it in a little closer here so you can get a better look. You can see I re-bored the ends of the guns out. They were already bored out, but I thought they just needed a little more definition. There's a base, and that was the Pontos part. I used for the bottom of the mount. The shield on the front was a bit tricky because you had to get this bend right here and then keep this part straight, so that took a little bit of doing to get that right. And a couple of these little machine gun sights I broke off and I had to reinforce with a little super glue up in here. So if you're ever building this, you might find you need to do that too, because these are pretty fragile parts. The last two pieces I want to show you are again some Vickers quad mount guns. Basically the same guns, they're just already mounted into their pedestal mounts. You can see I had to bend that photo etch, and this was probably the hardest challenge, was to get these as round as possible to fit into place around the pedestal like that. And I would suggest using a rolling tool of some kind. You put the photo etch parts into and then you roll them down into the channel, and that really helps to keep things round and makes it a lot easier when you're doing this type of work. They turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with those overall. And that is it. That's all I have for you for this particular update. Please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification, give me a thumbs up, and share this video with somebody in this great modeling community. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye now.